Havana, una na. I left my heart in Havana, una na. So as you can see from the title, this is about tobacco. You know, tobacco. So fall is upon us, my friends, and we need to start looking ahead so that we can recommend some fragrances. But this time, we're gonna be talking about tobacco. So I have a list that I've compiled, and as you can see on the title, it's top 10. All right, so number 10 on this list is Eau de Beau. This particular fragrance is from the house of L'Occitane, and this fragrance is a warm, inviting, sensual, up-close fragrance. It is not for the hot or warm months, so that's why this hasn't appeared on any spring or summer lists. But I do encourage you to check it out. It's really nice, especially if you like Spice Bomb or those type of fragrances. So this particular fragrance has a nice note breakdown. It doesn't have tobacco in it per se, but it does have pink pepper in the top. It's got cardamom, it's got incense, it's got cypress, and then in the base you get vanilla bean and tonka bean. So you get a very typical sort of gourmand-esque vibe with this particular fragrance. Again, it's very intimate. It's a fragrance that is good for up close, and you know, I would say in the cold weather, in the winter, and in the fall, of course, you'll get a pretty nice 2 to 3 hour projection with this. And I would say the silage is probably about arm's length, but I really like this. It's really nice, really inexpensive. This costs 50 bucks. I mean, roughly, you know, with tax and everything. $50, and it's 100 mil. Can't go wrong with that. The smell is absolutely great. If you like this kind of scent, then I do recommend Eau de Beau. Again, this is an honorable mention. This is not really number 10, but we'll just call it that. Number 9 is from Mac's Shade Scent Collection, Velvet Teddy. All right, so this is amazing. I like this a lot. I really do enjoy this fragrance. This is a don't let the packaging fool you. Certainly don't let the company fool you, because most guys might be like, nah, I'm not gonna wear that because that's Mac and that's probably female. No, this is probably the closest clone that I've found ever to Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. I think it works brilliantly. And for those of you out there who know who Big Beard Business is, I will link his channel down below. He has a great review on this fragrance that you can watch. I'm not gonna bother reviewing it. I'm just giving you my advice as to what's a great, beautiful fragrance for fall and winter, and the fact that this is basically a dupe for Tobacco Vanille. It's very good. I love it. What I believe happened is Estee Lauder owns also Tom Ford. So the Tom Ford private blend is obviously a much more refined, using much higher quality and natural oils, and this, I think, is probably the same thing reformulated but with synthetics and maybe some high quality ingredients, because it's not that expensive. This is a 50 ml, I believe, right? I think that this is a great alternative to Tobacco Vanille. If you obviously can't afford it, then this is a great choice for you. But again, check out Big Beard Business's review on this. It's fantastic, and he gives a great deal amount of information about this. So in the top, you're gonna get bergamot, you're gonna get ginger, and you're gonna get tobacco blossom. Now, it's not pipe tobacco, but it's the actual flower produced on the tobacco plant. So it's tobacco blossom. In the middle, you're going to get mimosa, vanilla orchid, and honey. And the base, you get musk, papyrus, and tonka bean. You can see how this resembles Tobacco Vanille. It has honey in it. It's got tobacco flower in it. I highly recommend it. Fall and colder weather. All right, so in my number 8 spot is this gem. This is from the House of Al Rahab. I love this. This is called Oudi. So with this, you are expecting obviously a dominant accord of oud, which this does have, but it also has tobacco in it, and it rounds it off really, really nicely. I love this fragrance. It doesn't last super long, but that's okay, because for a 30 ml bottle such as this, or 35 ml, I believe, 35 ml bottle, it's like $8, so I don't care. I'll buy a couple of these and I'm ready to go. This is a much more like less sweet version than Sultan Al Oud, which is also from Al Rahab, which is one of my favorites from their house. So this fragrance opens up with costus flower and white musk. And in the middle, you're going to get agarwood, oud, obviously, and tobacco, and neroli. And in the base, you're gonna get another dose of oud and broom. And I like this fragrance a lot. Again, you have to like oud to a certain extent to really appreciate this. And I'm not talking about like a stinky oud. I mean, this is a really nice tamed oud. Might even be a little synthetic-y. I'm not 100% sure. At the price point, I am assuming it is a synthetic oud. This gives a really nice fragrance for the price point. And again, you do get a tobacco note in this. And that is what I love about it. Holla, because I'm Cuban. Alright, so I don't have a full bottle of this next selection, but it is number 7 on my list. And it is Music Festival, and it is by the house of Maison Martin Margiela. Guys, this is an amazing fragrance. I love this. I had a decant before of this, and then I ran out. So then I ran out to Sephora, and I got a little sample before I purchased a new bottle. But this is an amazing fragrance. I love it. It does have that sort of chord or reminiscence of cannabis in this. But I smell more of the patchouli and the tobacco, honestly, making that combination, and would be optimal for the colder seasons. That is why this has made it on my top 10 list at number 7, Music Festival. So it opens up with violet leaf, red apple, and cannabis. In the middle, you get patchouli, incense, and tobacco. And in the base, you get cypress, leather, and cedar. I recommend this highly. Highly. This is a great fragrance. Check it out. All right, so on the number 6 slot of this list, this is Vanilla Flash, and this is from Tower Perfumes. So this is an oriental vanilla fragrance. Yes, it's dominant on the vanilla, hence the name Vanilla Flash. But it also has a lovely, lovely tobacco chord that's kind of singing in the background and just boosts it, and that's probably what gives it the flash in the name. It's got that tobacco chord, but it does have beautiful spices as well. So in this fragrance, you get spicy notes or spicy accord, you get vanilla, patchouli, tobacco, and rose. I feel that this is a really nice unisex fragrance. I got this with the discovery kit that I purchased from the website. This is an amazing fragrance, honestly. Again, I think this is great for the fall and colder seasons, and I believe that this is really full bottle worthy, and I will be purchasing a full bottle of this particular fragrance from that kit and a couple of others, but that'll be a different review about Andy Tower. So the next one, number 5 on the slot is, boom, Steel Sugar. Now, Steel Sugar is a very nice and wonderful fragrance for the colder, cooler months. And I will say this, for the price point, it's a great concoction of notes. With this fragrance, you get bergamot, angelica, and green apple. And in the middle, you get lavender, gingerbread, and cedarwood. And in the base, you get tobacco, labdanum, and vetiver. So this fragrance might remind people of like Spice Bomb or anything within that realm or DNA of fragrance. And okay, I can attest to that. But they don't smell this. It doesn't smell the same. So I think you should check it out. I bought this for $10, so this is a no-brainer. If you like these kind of fragrances, this is an easy blind buy if you like spicy, aromatic, warm fragrances. This is the way to go, and it's got tobacco in it. Nothing enough to say. Alright, so the next one is Insurrection 2 Wild by Rayanne. This is like everything. I love this fragrance. This is basically a dupe for Amen Pure Havane. So yeah, nothing much to say about that. This is more linear, but this is immediately hits you with that really nice tobacco honey blend, right? It's got that just such a sweet tobacco-y fragrance in the beginning, but with this one, it kind of, the tobacco and sweetness and I guess cherry, if you will, some people smell that, just kind of stays the entire time with this. And this has a really, really great, in my opinion, performance. I highly recommend this. It's not expensive at all. I believe it's like $20, $20-something. You know, Pure Havane is a lot more expensive than this, probably 3 times the amount, 4 times the amount, depending on where you buy it. I would just go with this if you don't want to come out the pocket for a Mugler. I personally love the Mugler, but I love this as well. As you can see, it's been used a lot. My girlfriend constantly steals this from me and uses it. That's why it's down to here, all right? It's her. And you get also that undertone of sort of leather, cocoa, and then you get that vanilla, sweet dry down. This is really, really beautiful. There's really not much more I can say about this. If you know what Pure Havane smells like, then you'd really appreciate and like this fragrance. It's very sweet and tobacco-y and warm and vanilla-y and all that good stuff. Probably tonka in here as well. But this to me is A+ on the number 4 spot. So number 3 on this list is none other than John Varvatos Dark Rebel. This I picked up, I think last year around this time, and I rocked it a couple times in the fall and in the winter, and man, you have to understand the amount of boldness you have to have in a personality to pull this off. It's not stinky, it smells really good, but it's very spicy and leathery and tobacco-y. Maybe dirty, but it's not dirty, but it's got a very dark, hence the name, feel to it. It's very nice in my opinion. I actually gravitate towards fragrances like this. I really like it a lot. And let me tell you something, my girlfriend goes crazy when I wear this. She loves when I wear this. So, fellas, you might want to check this one out. So you get this really woody, sweet tobacco, sensual, sort of dark and smoky vibe with this. It's very boozy. It's got Cuban sugarcane in it. It's got Jamaican rum in it, Havana, cardamom, clary sage. So the heart has black leather, fir resin, nutmeg, pepper, and styrax. So in the base you get akigala wood, tobacco leaf, Mexican black vanilla, castoreum, balmy wood, and juniper. So as you can see, it's a very dark resinous base. But that really is what brings this composition together. I love it a lot, and I think that this would have been number 1 had the other 2 that I am going to show you had not been on this list. This would have easily been number 1, but I love this a lot. Awesome bottle, got the fleur de lis at the top, and it's like a leather cord wrapped around. I think this is one of the most beautiful presentations I've ever seen, and it's, without a doubt to me, amazing. Unfortunately, it lacks in performance. That's my only gripe about this fragrance, but it's still worthy to be in a collection, and it's still worthy that you wear out and maybe decant it into something else so that you can reapply. I back this 100%. Number 3 on my list. Go figure. Number 2 on my list. Now this one really hit home for me because it's reminiscent of Cuba, and Cuba is in my heritage. So therefore, I love this fragrance. And because it has tobacco in it, I love it even more. And this is none other than Rania J's Tea Habanero. Tea Habanero to me is fantastic. I did a review, which I'll link down below, where I reviewed her fragrances from a discovery kit that I purchased from Rania J. So this really sings to me, and this is definitely full bottle worthy. I have tried this out. This has beast mode performance. This thing opens up really spicy. You get pink pepper, black pepper, cardamom, but the only heart note in this fragrance is tobacco. And in the base, you are getting agar wood, which is oud, leather, sandalwood, incense, and myrrh. So this is without a doubt a very incensey, dark, tobacco-y, and spicy fragrance. Very reminiscent of the Cuban culture. Tea Habanero, my number 2 fragrance on this list, on this tobacco list. All right, so number 1 on this list, it is none other than Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Now, I had a full bottle of this, and I decanted it. Actually, I didn't decant it. Girlfriend decanted it, but she decanted it into a Poopery travel size decant. And if you can see the little crown at the top, this is all that's left of this fragrance. We used the hell out of it. There's like nothing left. This is number 1 on the list for a reason. This is one of the most amazing tobacco vanilla combinations that exist. So much so that they have tried to clone this, I think, as much as they've tried to clone Creed's Aventus. Probably not. Creed's Aventus, I think, is the most cloned. You get my point. As we know, this particular fragrance opens up with tobacco and spices. So in the middle, you're going to get tonka bean, tobacco blossom, vanilla, and cacao. And the base, all they have listed really are like dried fruits and woody notes. It's a beautiful fragrance. I love it. I can't stop sniffing myself or my girlfriend when she wears it because she loves to wear it as well. As you can see, it's almost gone. It is a fantastic fragrance, and I will be purchasing a new bottle soon. But this fragrance is so warm, it's so gourmandy, it's so sensual and just illustrious. That's the good word that I could come up with, is illustrious. It's something that is very elegant and very well made. And that is why it's my number 1 fragrance. Just a wonderful time in the year. If you're in a place fortunate enough to have cooler or cold weather, then you can start to appreciate these actual types of fragrances. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, great, give it a thumbs up. Also, just as a quick reminder, we will be having a giveaway. I will be giving away my girlfriend. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell, all that stuff that you already know if you like the content. And if you don't, I'm sorry. Alright guys, love you. Deuces.